Hello everyone, this is Royal Composer, and today's video is related to how to build acoustic panels. We all know that for certain that panels can be expensive, and we have to find a way sometimes to come up with our own solutions to the problem. So now I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna build two panels, two separate individual panels under $200. The idea is to build two panels, exactly the same panels, where they are going to sit behind the monitors. The size of the panel is 48 by 36, and they will be perfectly fit in that 90 degrees corner on left and right side from my sitting area. I want to be smart with my build. I want to build something which is like 6 inches thick, right? And when I put the acoustic foam inside, right, I will gain that thickness to absorb as much bass frequencies as possible, low frequencies as possible. So our build is gonna be built from maple wood, which is softer than the other wood. So once again, absorption. So this is a good thing. So what you see right now, you've got enough material to build two panels, left and right behind our speakers. I'm gonna take one of the panels away. You see, I was thinking about how to build the box. Usual way to build it is just like that and just cut the ends, right? And be totally satisfied with it. But you see, I want this box, my box, to fit into a corner. This angle is gonna serve us for two purposes. First of all, when I attach this board, so this board is this. When I attach it, our connection is going to be slightly different. So this is the usual way people connect pieces, but our box is going to be connected this way. So it creates extra room for additional acoustic foam, and also it's going to be attached to the wall. Okay, like the entire piece is going to sit against the wall, and an entire piece over here is gonna sit against the wall, perfectly attached. It's not about mounting it to the wall, but connecting the whole piece. It's gonna like fit into that nook perfectly without any problem. But the biggest challenge of our build is that this piece has to be mounted to this wood, this way. And now, as you see, we cut additional 45 degrees angle piece right here to basically to make this smooth transition. So this is just a it has nothing to do with the acoustics. It just makes it much nicer finish, right? So this is the bottom, this is wall, and the top is gonna be, we are going to treat the top of our acoustic panel the same way. Just make sure that after all the cuts you sand the whole thing, okay? Once the sanding is done, it's time to screw these pieces all together. I suggest that you pre-drill the holes first, then use a wood screws like we have here. It's just simple screws, 1.25 inches. It's totally enough to basically put those pieces. They are light, and we don't have to build them like a tank, because once they are done, guess what? They go straight to the wall and probably you won't touch them for years to come. Let's get to it. Let's screw those things all together. In very short period of time, between 15 and 20 minutes, after screwing all the pieces together, we got a frame, actually 2 frames for 2 identical panels. And this is how they look like. So now we are going to go to the Studio A to introduce what kind of fabric we use for these panels. Follow me, okay? Here we are. This is the fabric, what we are going to use for the front panel. That's what it's going to be representing, right, visually our work. And as you see, we got plenty of the material, because think about this, in a future reference, if you decide to buy or build more panels, right, you will have enough material to do so, and everything is gonna look cohesive. So don't think short terms, think ahead. Like for example, we are building just 2 panels today, but if you like it so much, you could build an additional 2 or 6, right? So just make sure that every time when you shop for the material, make sure that you've got plenty, right? What we just did, we just covered our butt for another months to come. So when it comes to choosing the fabric, right, what's important? The look, yes. But the most important is how the material observes the sound. So you don't want material what reflects, right? Like water or sound barrier. So you want something what basically goes into the material, right, and far. So just make sure that when you choose, don't look only the way for the material what looks great. Make sure that this material observes the sound goes through it, right? Secondly, you want material to be strong, solid, because we are about to staple it. Number 3, it's gonna look great in your studio, like you choose something what it's like in alignment with your personality, right? Or the music what you're about to produce. Acoustic material could be very expensive. And there's many different choices what we can basically look and purchase. What we found, very interesting idea, just came to us just by accident. We recently started ordering our food, vegetables, through mail. And they come with the boxes. And each box comes with the acoustic barrier. I mean the barrier what basically keeps the material, vegetables, safe. And as you see, they come in this kind of shape. They surround, the products you purchase, right? And everything is fine. So what I found out is like, wait a minute, this is a wool. This is a perfect material inside, right? And I know it's not much of it, but I was thinking, let's just keep storing this. So what we end up with is just storing all of it, right, in one spot. So we are about to unpack those individual layers and just put them into our acoustic panels. I mean, we are going to build them made of that wool which came with our vegetables. How cool is that? So you just unexpectedly, we just come up with great material which is gonna absorb all this sand and create this phenomenal barrier for, the frequencies. Okay. So before we apply this, and just remember this, we are building identical panels. They have to be the same size, the same depth, and also we have to stack them with the exact amount of layers of this wool. Okay, so we'll basically have a science project and put all the numbers together so they equal each other. Frame is in place, the top fabric, it's ready to be cut. Now we need some kind of back fabric what we can put on the back. And it doesn't have to be fancy or any kind of expensive one. So what we are choosing something like this. Okay, so all we have to do is just cut it, and we are going to flip this box. And we are going to cover the back side of it. So look what happened. It took us probably 10 to 12 minutes to put this fabric on, and it's connected to the back side of the panel, and it doesn't have to be perfectly right situated or adjusted. All you care about is just to be well spreaded, right? Corners folded, and as you see over here, there's some element of imperfection, and that's okay. We don't need to be perfect here because the other fabric will come over it, right? And we used this punching staple gun, but you can use just regular one. It's just we just chose a different one. Like, for example, this for some reason didn't work, so we just grabbed something else. And in a short period of time, right, we just punched it in. So staples, everything is firm and doesn't have to be tight. You see there's like a level of relaxation on that. And this is the back side of it. So now all we have to do is just stack this wool material inside of each panel. So we did distribute this wool material as equal as possible into both boxes. This blue fabric is gonna go on top, but before that, we wanna make sure that there's no wrinkles. So we need to put another fabric, tighten things up, push this wool down, and then once we have a clear look, we're going to put this blue one on top, staple the same. These are the panels, the result of our hard work. We spent the entire afternoon just making it happen, and it's built from just piece of wood, acoustic wool, and some fabric. And all of a sudden, you know, our panels look like a expensive piece of music equipment would cost hundreds of dollars, under $200. And I'm talking about $200 because this fabric was expensive. We paid over $100, but when you look down there, we still have plenty of fabric to create another 2-3 panels if you like. So let's just call it an investment. And under $200, we created this beautiful piece of art, what looks like an art, and also serves us as an acoustic panels. And yeah, so next time when we see each other, tomorrow I'm gonna hang them this is the dance studio, so they are going to music studio upstairs. And as you see, our cat's already loved. So tomorrow we are going to install them in our music studio. And we are going to have some pictures with the final look, how they look like. But for now, look, it's beautiful. You don't care about what's happening on the back. It's built from 3 different fabrics, one on the back, one on the top, under this beautiful color fabric to make it shine. And of course, in the end, we just iron the whole thing, making sure that there's no wrinkles. Okay, guys, if I can do it by myself, you can do it too. I have no doubt about it. It just takes some effort. Just remember, you buy the wood, you purchase some acoustic foam, what you're going to stick inside, and just any fabric you think is gonna serve you well, you just purchase.